Japan military. Japan maintains one of the largest military budgets of any country in the world. The country's military, the Japan Self-Defense Forces, JSDF, is restricted by Article 9 of the Japanese Constitution, which renounces Japan's right to declare war or use military force in international disputes. Accordingly, Japan's self-defense forces is an unusual military that has never fired shots outside Japan. Japan is the highest-ranked Asian country in the Global Peace Index. A Credit Suisse survey published in 2015 ranked Japan as the world's fourth most powerful military behind the United States, Russia, and China. The military is governed by the Ministry of Defense, and primarily consists of the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force, JGSDF, the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force, JMSDF, and the Japan Air Self-Defense Force, JASDF. The Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force, JMSDF, is a regular participant in RIMPAC maritime exercises. The forces have been recently used in peacekeeping operations. The deployment of troops to Iraq marked the first overseas use of Japan's military since World War II. Japan Business Federation has called on the government to lift the ban on arms exports so that Japan can join multinational projects such as the Joint Strike Fighter. The 21st century is witnessing a rapid change in global power balance along with globalization. The security environment around Japan has become increasingly severe as represented by nuclear and missile development by North Korea. Transnational threats grounded on technological progress including international terrorism and cyber attacks are also increasing their significance. Japan, including its self-defense forces, has contributed to the maximum extent possible to the efforts to maintain and restore international peace and security, such as UN peacekeeping operations. Building on the ongoing efforts as a peaceful state, the government of Japan has been making various efforts on its security policy which include the establishment of the National Security Council, NSC, the adoption of the National Security Strategy, NSS, and the National Defense Program Guidelines, NDPG. These efforts are made based on the belief that Japan, as a proactive contributor to peace, needs to contribute more actively to the peace and stability of the region and the international community, while coordinating with other countries including its ally, the United States. Japan has close economic and military relations with the United States. The U.S.-Japan Security Alliance acts as the cornerstone of the nation's foreign policy. A member state of the United Nations since 1956, Japan has served as a non-permanent Security Council member for a total of 20 years, most recently for 2009 and 2010. It is one of the G4 nations seeking permanent membership in the Security Council. In May 2014, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe said Japan wanted to shed the passiveness it has maintained since the end of World War II and take more responsibility for regional security. He said Japan wanted to play a key role and offered neighboring countries Japan's support. In recent years, they have been engaged in international peacekeeping operations including the UN peacekeeping. Recent tensions, particularly with North Korea, have reignited the debate over the status of the JSDF and its relation to Japanese society. New military guidelines, announced in December 2010, will direct the JSDF away from its Cold War focus on the former Soviet Union to a focus on China, especially regarding the territorial dispute over the Senkaku Islands.